Call of Duty Black Ops is a very important staple in a lot of people's lives, and they have grown up with it and have seen the dismay that the series has become. So today, I would like to put Call of Duty World at War against Call of Duty Black Ops 7 to figure out all the different changes and issues that this series has gone through.
Right from the get-go with World at War, you can tell what kind of game this is going to be. This is going to be an eerie World War II shooter that does not beat around the bush of what World War II was, just by the shadowness of this screen, the black and white filter it has, the helmets with the guns on them. This is World War II. But following this is the Black Ops 7 loading screen from the beta, and honestly, I do not know what I'm supposed to feel about this. Seeing the main protagonist of a game doesn't assure me of what this game is going to be, it just shows me who I'm going to be playing as, which is why I don't really feel anything when I'm looking at this screen, like I do when I see the World at War one. I always love looking at the gameplay of World at War, how simple this entire thing looks, the whole atmosphere having this dark and gritty look to it. It isn't like the other first-person shooter games on this system. This is one of those games that shows color and shows what World War II truly was by the different weapons that you're holding, what your comrades are yelling in the background, all the different characters you are alongside when fighting for this war effort. That is what makes World at War what it truly is. And that is something that I don't think anyone working on the modern Call of Duty will ever understand. Just look at this game just for a second and notice how brutal it looks, how battered down all the different buildings around you is, the environmental storytelling of what happened in these areas. There's all the different variety also, like there are some missions where you're going to be flying in a plane, there's some missions where you're going to be in a boat. You never know what is going to happen within the World at War campaign, but you know that it's going to be straight peak, and that's what I love about it. Just looking at everything going on, there was just so much to this game that built it up, and you can tell how much compassion the people who worked on it really did have for Call of Duty and World War II as a historical item. And that is what makes this game far more memorable when looking at it today. That's why people have so many memories with this game. It just has so much appeal towards it when it comes to the simple gameplay, the aesthetics, the characters, and the overall story building that these levels encapsulate. Remember what I said about simple about World at War a second ago? We'll throw that out the window when looking at Black Ops 7, because already I can notice the differences. Like health bars on the characters' screens, all my different players on the left of my screen, the whole ammo count and the specialist is just jogging up everything on my menu, and that really does take you out of the experience. Not only that, what exactly is going on here? Just by looking at the gameplay of World at War, you could tell an idea of what was going on, but looking at this game, if you showed someone who had never played the Call of Duty series before, they would be very confused about what is going on. There's no environmental storytelling to show you kind of an idea on what happened beforehand. It's just a bunch of robots you're attacking, which really is a little bit weird when it comes to just being a Call of Duty game. Call of Duty is supposed to encapsulate you within a war, and then we have boss fights within this game, which just really isn't something that we're used to within Call of Duty. I'm not saying that there aren't hard enemies that we have seen within Call of Duty, but we haven't seen honest-to-God boss fights, and the introduction with this game has not made a good name for them. Having this weird Menendez boss fight where you have to find machetes and throw them from the sky just doesn't make a lot of sense, and the trippiness is the excuse usually when it comes to this boss fight, but we did not see anything like this within Black Ops 1 or 2. We saw some really weird stuff when it came to the trippy moments, but nothing like this. I mean, what is going on with the Harper boss fight? This was a gigantic meme when this game came out, because anyone who looks at this game without playing it at all will have no understanding of what's going on, and that is something that really is troubling when it comes to looking at modern Call of Duty. I should have some kind of idea on what's going on, but no, throw all sense out of the window when it comes to Black Ops 7's campaign. Because honest to God, anyone who sees this is not going to be inspired to buy the new Call of Duty campaign. They would see what is going on here and be genuinely disappointed on what this series has become, and that's what is so rough about it. That cutscene right there is what sets the tone for the rest of World at War Zombies, and it is honestly really great. It doesn't beat around the bush of what is going on. It just shows you in a dark, mysterious area, and a zombie running at you before you have any time to react, and then it just darkly opens up to Nacht der Untoten. And this is one of the best settings for Call of Duty Zombies ever. It's nothing that is special. It's just a bunker on the side of the Nazi Germany, and there's honestly not a lot going on, but being able to check out all the different areas within this bunker, being able to see what weapons you have at your disposal, the old point system, being able to play this with friends and see the highest round that you're able to get to with such limited weapons was truly just a blast that would create what COD Zombies would become. The introduction of the ray gun being this special weapon that you always want to get, because it's just that wonder weapon, and that is what makes this such a memorable experiences. There isn't even a crew set on this map, it's just you by yourself, and that is what makes this such an eerie experience, even playing by yourself. And this is what creates what COD Zombie would become, and honestly, I absolutely dig what this game made it for itself. This is one of the best zombie experiences you will ever play. It's a little bit clunky nowadays, but honestly, if you can be able to play clunky, it is really fun, and I highly recommend just looking back of what this game really was, because of how memorable this entire experience truly can be. With everything that is so simple about it, it is honestly a miracle that this became a great game mode, but honestly, I'm just really glad that this became something great, and that is what's so disappointing when seeing it today.
Choose a party. We got that straight. It is a party, and y'all are the guests of honor. Or, technically, the main course.
And who the fuck are you?
I know. Y'all are confused. So was I. But as they say, this too shall pass. See y'all real soon. In the meantime, why don't y'all get to know some of the natives?
Hell pigs. Kill them or be killed!
So that's the intro to the zombies of this game. Let's introduce the ghoul from Fallout within the system. Let's bring back the old Ultimus crew, because you know what? They absolutely love that ending in Black Ops 4, let's ruin it. That is a lot of the issues with just the opener of this zombies. The UI of the zombies mode, why is there so much on the screen? There doesn't need to be this much. Why is there health bars on the zombies? Why is there plate system? This isn't Warzone, this is zombies. Why is the Origins mystery box on this map? This map has no correlation to Origins. A lot of this game mode now feels like, hey, look at this, remember this?
Well, you love it, buy the game now. That is a big issue when it comes to the zombies, and in addition to all of this, it just doesn't feel good to play. It feels too complicated. It doesn't feel like zombies. Zombies was just a simple horde fighting mode, nothing crazy, just see how long you can survive for and do the Easter egg if you feel like it, but you don't really have to. In addition to all of this within this map, hey, why is there a truck? Why is there a truck? This doesn't feel like a zombies mode. It just feels like more of Warzone. Because the transit bus felt like a zombies thing. There was a robot controlling the bus. You had to fight your way to survive within this bus just to be able to reach your next destination. That felt like zombies, not driving a truck from one place to another. That just feels like a weird way to illustrate what zombies should be. And that is all my issues within this zombies mode. So let's look at the multiplayer. When looking at the multiplayer, let me just preface this with multiplayer's never been something that I've been super into, but I do have fun with it, going into it every once in a while. Like, this is just a fun little experience that I'm able to play with friends. I like how simple the World at War gameplay is. The overall aesthetics looks really great and feels like a Warzone, which is something that's always great. There isn't a lot that's on my screen. All I got is a mini-map and how many the other team has when it comes to their overall points. And that's what I really do like, and that's all you really do need within a multiplayer experience. It's just a dumb fun, hey, you can play with friends and attack other players, kind of bringing the campaign to an online kind of state, and that is what I really do love about the multiplayer of this game, and that's what I think is really fun about the overall look of this game. And then there's the Black Ops 7 multiplayer, which all in all does a really good job when it comes to the overall look of what a multiplayer should be. It doesn't have a bunch of random stuff thrown on your screen, it just has how much ammo you have, how much the other team has, and a mini-map, just like World at War, which is something that this game honestly does really great. There's no health bars on the other enemies, it just feels like a dumb fun multiplayer, which is everything that it should be, which is why I think the multiplayer is something that this game does really get right. And this is overall, I think, the only thing that I would recommend playing when it comes to Black Ops 7, because everything else is just a dumpster fire, and that's all I have to say about Black Ops 7. So Call of Duty World at War is the winner. What were you really expecting? Because Call of Duty World at War is such a real game looking at it today. It set the tone for the rest of Call of Duty games moving forward. It showed what World War II truly was. It set the tone for what the zombie series needed to become, and the multiplayer was absolutely great. So that is one of those games that would never be forgotten no matter what, and was truly great. And honestly, that just makes it so much worse that Black Ops 7 is as bad as it is, because of how much growth that the series has gone through, and how it's almost backstepped since the first Black Ops game ever. So, if you liked this video, please subscribe, and I hope I see you guys in the next one. Stay pretty good.